Okay, so I had someone ask me, why is Milo alive? I'm going to be very specific with you, so please hang tight for this one explanation because I'm going to have to explain. So, Milo is alive because after Percy killed him, what happened was, how can I explain it? His body was thrown overboard, and somewhere within the sea, Susan Siren actually broke free from her rock, and she was swimming around happily, and she was finally free at last, and she found Milo. And of course, she remembered him, and only once did he help her. So what happened was that after that one time that he had helped her, and that was to break free, because she was tired of being there, she helped him. So she swam with his body in one arm and his head in the other. Yeah, he was beheaded. She swam to Poseidon and begged for him to give Milo a second chance at life. So he comes back after Poseidon agrees, but he has to change everything that he did. All the bad things that he had done, he has to correct. And so he is still dead, meaning like his body is still rotting, but it's not fully alive either. He can still eat, he can still drink when his body needs it, but overall it's still dying. And then eventually, like, in the story, in the AU, his body kind of stops rotting, but at the same time it's still not alive either. And there's still so many things that he has to correct. So to that friend who asked me about Milo, now you know. I mean, I'm not going to address this person's name because I don't want to get into trouble, so yeah. So we're just going to name them Anonymous. So, yeah. So, Anonymous also asked me, what was that second one? Oh, yeah. Okay. So, I'm just going to give you a brief little... Oh my god. Okay, so Charlotte, and I'm going to say this one last time, Charlotte is, in the AU, she is Poppy's daughter. Her mother is the daughter of Earl of Lex. She is the daughter of that crazy man who hates pirates. Now, Anonymous did ask me why. I mean, they did ask me why that Charlotte, in one of my drawings that I have in my book, why why does she look a little bit human, a little bit more human, I guess, than some of the other dolls? Because I did a realistic one, and the story is that she's not fully entirely a doll, because her grandmother, aka her mother's mom, who was married to Earl, was actually human, but she disguised herself as a doll. But she eventually died after giving birth to Daisy, Charlotte's mom, because there were complications, especially after the fact that, Earl's from Candle Cove and she was from the human world where Janice is from. So Daisy is actually a half doll, half human, and that's why Daisy gave birth to Charlotte, who looks human. So if I ever post that picture on here, now at least now you'll know. Third question. Where is it? Oh, hold on, give me 1 second. Okay, so here's the question that Anonymous asked me to answer. So they asked why okay, sorry, there's a typo, hold on. Okay, they asked me why not post Charlotte's performance uniform? Well, I was thinking about it, don't get me wrong, and I will show you what she performs in. It's similar to that of, like, a ballerina suit. But see, in the Magic Theater, Daisy, who's actually Madame Prim, which is the magic teacher that, is actually Charlotte's mom, she has certain specific costumes for each and every student depending on their magic skills and also their personality. And so Charlotte's is actually it's called the living dead ballerina or something like that, if I remember correctly, because keep in mind I kind of created this OC a long time ago, and I had just recently, brought it back up again. So she's like this she's this dead ballerina, but when she performs for some of the guests that are there, some of the laughingstocks have to dress as normal people so that they don't give themselves away as they're, as they are pirates. So Percy went and asked Soraya, who was finished with her performance, and went to go sit down with them. Yes, she's still alive, and I will get to that in a minute. He asked, like, what's the story behind the living dead girl? And she said that the story goes is that the reason why she's still alive is because her heart still has wishes and it still has hope. And with that hope is the hope of being loved. Being romantically loved is what she meant. And the story says that when she met a very handsome demon prince, he fell in love with her, but she was too scared to fall in love because of everything that she loved when she was alive all disappeared. And it's kind of like a connection. Like, yes, I know. In the actual, like Wikipedia, Percy is not a bad guy. But in the AU, he becomes bad, and I already kind of somewhat explained why. And if you looked at my last video, you'll see a little bit why he became the way he did. And if you haven't, please go check that out. So yeah, that's basically about it. And but getting back to the subject, I'm sorry, I've had a very few hours of sleep. I'm kind of not all there today. So pardon me if I happen to slightly, like not just start, okay. Sorry, I'm jumbling with my words. I am so sorry. Again, very little hours of sleep. I'm not all there today. I haven't had coffee. And honestly, if you hear me pause, it's because I'm still trying to use the last few brain cells that I have to speak. So, yeah. And, so getting back to the thing that we're talking about, so it's like even though he's not bad, even though Percy's not a bad guy, in the AU he does become bad, but see, here's the thing. The story of the living dead girl is actually similar to what's going on with Charlotte and Percy. He becomes evil, but yet he fell in love with her, but now she is scared of falling in love at first, in the beginning, when she first met him. But the reason why she's scared is because, and it's, if I'm not mistaken, the fear is called thanatophobia. And what that means is when you're scared of losing someone you love, or losing something you love. So she started to notice that she started to fall in love with him, but she was too scared to do so because she fell in love once before. And the guy she fell in love with had died out at sea. And she wasn't ready to feel that kind of pain ever again.